Hi, this is Murray from Second Time Tech, and today I'm going to be talking about a computer that is fairly inexpensive to build and is very easily upgraded without taking anything out of it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a system that I built about 6 months ago, and there's a couple of things that I do different right now if I was building it today, and I'll tell you about those after I go through the system that I built 6 months ago. So basically what it is I figured out the price on Amazon Canada and on Amazon US, and I have the prices right here, and it's $580.93 the way it's sitting right now on Amazon Canada, and on Amazon US it is $484.62 on Amazon.com. So it is a very inexpensive computer to build right now with a whole lot of upgradeability without taking anything out of it. Now, the thing we will start off with, I'll go through each component, is the case. Now the case is a MasterBox Lite 5, and it is a ATX case, and that means you can put a mini ATX motherboard or an ATX motherboard inside of it. What's in there right now is a micro ATX motherboard. And if you can see, there's room on the bottom to put a little bit bigger card. And so basically, if it went all the way down to the power supply shroud, then that would be an ATX motherboard, full ATX motherboard. And it has a full power supply shroud right across the bottom. It does have vents on the top, so nothing gets too hot in there. And it has little holes in the back here that you can put your cables up through, so cable management is really nice on this. And from here to about here on the back are some trays that you can put, there's 3 trays, and you can put hard disk drives or SSD drives in there, and you just access them from the back. And also the back is in a little bit so that you can do cable management, so it's good for that too. Now, this case in Canada is $69.99, and in the States, it's $69.89 for the case. Anyway, so the next thing that we'll talk about is the not the motherboard, it'll be the power supply. Oh, and there's another thing too. There is an acrylic window that goes across here. It's a gray-ish color, and it's just 4 thumb screws and put it on. I just left it off so that you could see inside of it. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to see. And so what we'll get on to next is the power supply. And the power supply is just a EVGA 500 watt 80 plus power supply. That's plenty of power for this unit. You don't need to have a lot of power in it. It isn't a powerful system. Or power hungry system, I should say. It is fairly powerful, but it's not very power hungry. And even with a graphics card in there, 500 watts is fine. You're just getting into the power curve of where the power supply is most efficient, like between about maybe 150 and 350 watts type thing, and you wouldn't even be pulling close to that on this system the way it is right now. You're probably in the lower 100 watt, 125 to 150 watts the way it's sitting right now. And that's if you're playing a game on it. So like I say, 500 watts is perfectly fine. In Canada, it's $39.99, and on Amazon.com, it is $32.99 US. Now, the next thing we'll talk about is the motherboard. Now the motherboard is an MSI B350M Pro VDH. And the reason why I like that one is because it has 4 memory slots. A lot of the other B350 boards at this price range only have two memory slots. And that's not good if you're putting your memory in kits, like 8 gigs would be 4 gig sticks. And that puts it in dual channel mode, makes it run a little faster, and CPU likes it, and the graphics in here will like it. So that's the better way to do it. So if you decide to upgrade later, you can just add another kit in there, and then just put it in the extra 2 memory slots. If you only have 2 memory slots, that means you have to take them out and then put in a new kit, like a 16 gig kit. This way here, you don't. You just have to put another 4 gig kit in, and it'll work. So you don't have to take anything out of it, like I said before. Now, there is a better motherboard that's out on the market right now, but we'll get into that at the end. Tell you the things that I would do to change it if I was building it today instead of 6 to 7 months ago. Now, the CPU is the AMD Ryzen 5 2400G, and that's the APU. So that's the one with the CPU inside of it and the graphics inside of it, the GPU. So this will run some games. You can do some light gaming on this, even some of them 1080p gaming. So it's still good for doing some of that. And for anything else, it's perfectly fine. This CPU, I like it better than the the R3 2200G, and the reason why is because this is faster. It's got 4-core 8 threads, and it actually boosts at a faster speed too. So it's, I think, 3.6 gigs regular speed, and then max boost is 3.9 gigahertz on this one. And the 2200G, the Ryzen 3 version, it has only 4 cores and 4 threads, so it doesn't have the hyperthreading in it. So it doesn't run as fast. I don't know the speeds on it, but I know it doesn't run as fast. And the graphics that's inside that one is a Vega 8, and in this one it's the Vega 11. So this one does have a little bit better graphics than the other one. A lot of them YouTubers are calling it the value king is the 2200G over the 2400G, but for an all-round CPU, after you put a graphics card in it, no. This is a much better CPU than what's inside of the 2200G. This is what you want if you want to have a graphics card, if you want to have something that is upgradable without changing your CPU later. This is 4 cores, 8 threads. It'll work with some pretty decent video cards too. So that's why I like this one. And in Canada, the R5 2400G is $209.99, and in the States it is, let's see, $158.99. Now, let's talk a little bit about the memory. I did say that it's best to put it in kits, 2 at a time. Runs in dual channel mode, runs a little bit faster. When I built this, memory was very expensive. So to save a bunch of money, I put in a 8 gigabyte memory module, and it's at 2666 megahertz. Now, the kits were really expensive at the time. So I went with that. So I know it's not quite as good, but right now I would put a kit in it because the prices have come down a lot. So that's the other thing that I was talking about, making it a little bit better. But right now, we're talking just about how it's made right now. And so with the memory that's in it right now, the Ballistic Tactical 8GB single stick, 2666 megahertz, it's $92.99 Canadian or $77.95 American. Now, the next thing that we'll talk about is the storage inside of it. I did put an SSD in it for a boot drive. It's 120 gigabyte. It is a Kingston Digital A400 SSD. And it's good for your Windows, and you can put some programs on it and some data on it. And I know that if you decide to put some games on it, it's going to fill up really fast. So I also added a Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte 7200 megahertz 7200 RPM drive in it, and like as a storage / backup drive type thing. So basically the SSD drive that's in there, the 120 gigabyte the Kingston Digital, will make it run faster and, well, boot faster for sure, and run faster. And it's $32.99 in Canada, and in the States it's $27.99. And the Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte hard disk drive is $49.99 in Canada, and in the States it is $45.99 for it. So that's why I said the way that I built this thing 6 months ago, maybe even 7, it cost right now to build exactly the same way $580.93 Canadian or $484.62 American to build it exactly the way it's sitting right now. Today, I would get a different motherboard. The motherboard that I would get today would be the same motherboard as that, except as a B450. And it's called the MSI B450A Pro. So it's basically the same name, except it's a B450 instead of a B350. It also has the 4 memory slots in it, and it actually has a little bit better on the heat sinks for the VRM, so that makes it a little bit better too. And you can, when you put in the 2000 series chips in it, it knows what it is right now. So I would definitely upgrade the motherboard. Now in Canada, the motherboard is about $34 more. So it's $110.98 instead of $84.99 for the B350. So that's why the price went up a bit more on the Canadian one. And in the States, it's $79.99 for the B450 A Pro from MSI, and it's $70.82 for the B350 Pro VDH. So there's only like $9.17 difference between the two boards. So definitely do it in the States, 100%. It's only $9 more. Now the other big thing that I would do is, when I was talking about the memory, is I would put a memory kit in there. Now, memory is less expensive in America, United States, than it is in Canada. So in Canada, you have to go with the Corsair. Well, you don't have to, but Corsair Vengeance LPX 8GB 2x4GB sticks, and it's 3000 megahertz. And it's $125.99, as opposed to for the single 8GB stick, it's $92.99. So you're talking about $33 on this one. So I know it's a bit more, but it's worth it because it'll run faster, and it's 3000 megahertz. And the CPU and the graphics, because the graphics uses the system RAM, the faster you can get the RAM going for the system, the better it is for the graphics, and the better it is for the CPU, because this is Ryzen, and Ryzen likes fast memory. So both counts better. Now, in the States, it's the Patriot Viper 4 series, 3000 megahertz, and it's 2 4GB sticks, and it is $71.99. The single stick, it's $77.95. So it's actually almost $6 cheaper. No, $6 and no, a little bit less than $6 cheaper. So in the States, it's $9 more for the motherboard and $6 less for the memory. So like I said, it's only $3 difference in the price. So definitely in the States do this. In Canada, it's almost $60 difference to do the two things that I would do now to it. But it's still worth it, because then, like I say, you don't have to take anything out of it. You can do it this way and not take anything out of it, but you'd have to buy another 8GB stick of memory, same kind, the Ballistic Tactical 8GB 266 megahertz, and put it in the other slot that corresponds to that one to get it into dual channel mode, and then you'd have 16 gigs of memory. So you can upgrade it, but right away it will be faster with the 3000 megahertz in dual channel mode with the kit. So, like I say, that's the better thing to do there. Oh, getting almost on 20 minutes now here, so I better hurry up. So now what we'll talk about is if you decide that you want to do something with graphics with this, and so a little bit later you save up some money and you want to put a video card in it, or you want to put some extra memory in it. Well, you want to put more memory in it, you get 2 extra slots to put another kit in, either another 8GB kit or a 16GB kit. You can do what you like. 16 gigs is usually pretty much enough for pretty much anything that you would normally do with a computer. And, well, home use type thing, or gaming. If you're doing video rendering, 16 gigs is really good. 24 is good too. Like, I mean, if you can afford it. 32 is good too. So, like, I mean, if you're going to do video rendering, making like a YouTube channel and doing videos like this, or home videos, and you want it to do it quick, then more memory, better whenever you're doing the video editing. And if you want to make it a gaming computer and a fast rendering system, video rendering system, then you need to put a graphics card inside of it, because this is about the equivalent of maybe about a GTX 1050 or a RX 550, maybe 560, say about 560, I guess, somewhere around there. And so what I would put in it would be, because this isn't a really expensive computer, like, I mean, with my options, it's $639.93 in Canada. If you put those two upgrades in it that I said about the memory and the motherboard. And in the United States, it's only $487.86 for it. So I didn't want to put a really big card inside there because, like, a high-end card. The highest that I would go probably would be maybe 1700, GTX 1700, or I don't know if I'd go with the RTX 2070. You probably could. It would handle the power no problem, but might be a little bit of overkill on the system. But a GTX 1070, that'd probably be the highest that I personally would put in it. So what I did was I went down one and I put the prices for a GTX 1066 gigabyte, and I found the prices for an RX 580 8 gigabyte if you want to use AMD or NVIDIA. So on Amazon Canada, a gigabyte GTX 1060 mini 6 gigabyte is $336. Or if you want to get a MSI RX 580 Armor 8 gigabyte overclocked, it's $299.97 for it. So depending on which cards you like better. Now in the States, for the GTX 1060, I found the Zotac one. It's the mini and 6 gig, and it's $269.99 for that. And the same card, the MSI RX 580 Armor, is $239.99, and that's the 8 gig version on that too. So that's basically what I would do to make it a gaming computer or a like a studio computer if you want to use it for that. Or you do home movies, home videos and stuff like this and whatnot. You want to do editing and stuff, and you don't want to like wait a long time for it to do the rendering and stuff and whatnot and the editing on it. That's basically what I would do. So that's pretty much what I have today. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you like the content, then just hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to have the notifications, then you have to click the bell. I do want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.